So we just did a few more upgrades to AJ's X3M. We actually did a hood exit, and when we did a parachute on the back as well. We'll show you that and what we did since we pulled it off the dyno after making, I think it made 1688, I believe, or 1670 something. So it is the highest horsepower X3M. I believe it's the fastest 6130 car too. I believe this car's been a 3.4 6130. So we do offer X3M parachute kits now. This is the first one we did. On this car, fitment is slightly different from the G80 stuff. So this is a different parachute kit than the standard M3, M4, and M2s. If you look inside, we'll show you. Or mount the handle. Oh, never mind. See here, we got the handle mounted for the parachute kit in here with the line ring. Now I'll show you underneath the hood. The hood exit came out nicely. We do it a little bit higher. This is gonna be a street car, and we don't want it burning up anything or heat getting underneath the hood. So we stick it out a little bit higher. Show you that. So some of the upper trim and stuff we still don't have on the car, but basically a few small things we still have to wrap up. But you'll notice here we relocated. So this is a bracket we're gonna offer now. So this bracket will fit in the X3Ms, M2, M3, and M4s as well. So this is basically a bracket that we're gonna offer to relocate the battery terminals and all that to this side. So basically we've come with everything you need to do that. And it fits real nicely. Come out the hood, and then that's actually our hood trim plate. We've been making those hood trim plates for years now. So I think we designed those about 6-7 years ago. It's just a universal trim plate that we installed here. So that's some of the updates we did this week on the X3M. I think AJ is actually going to pick it up in the next couple of days. Take this car, we'll be heading back to Chicago, and we're about done with that. And then over here, we got D's car. We're doing an icebox upgrade and one of our billet valve covers. So D is somewhat local. He's like 2-3 hours away. So he's drops the car off for upgrades regularly. So the car's back for icebox setup. Here we removed the factory valve cover, putting our billet one in place. So we just dropped it down, about to button everything up on this, and that'll be it for D's car for upgrades for this time around. So just the icebox setup along with our billet valve cover upgrade. On our car, we still got the engine out, doing our stage 5 engine and proofing all that stuff out. That's hopefully we'll have that engine back in next week or so. While we have it apart, we just got cores in from Robbie from CSF. So we're working on designing the intakes for an air-to-air setup. The radiator actually is going to be moved back, and we'll be building intakes to do a dual backdoor setup to straight to the turbo and to the throttle body. This core will be capable of at least 1,600 horsepower. We're thinking more. It's a very dense new design that he's working on, and it's a big core. It's a massive core, 5-inch thick as well. This setup will be available to our customers. So basically we're going to sell an air-to-air and radiator combo, and then also how we talked about in our previous video, what's that actually is made for this car is the air-to-water setup that we recommend for, you know, when you're going above basically 1,700-1,800 horsepower. We did get the windows finished up with latches, so not everything's completely tight yet. I'm gonna show you. We got the window latches at the top, along with everything mounted in place to keep everything nice and solid while going on the track. All that came out really nice. So we're really happy with that. Zach, you want to come around and show the inside of this too? So, still got to come up with a latch for the handles because we're not going to be running the factory panels on the inside. But you can see all this stuff came out really nice. So closing it, that. And that keeps the window solid. See, everything here is really rigid at this point with that top latch. So came out super nice. We're happy with it.
You should fix your camera.
Oh yeah, because that's adjustable.
It's all 3 of these bars.
Because that's not very adjustable, is it?
It's not
like limited. Oh.
Right now. All you can do is
show.
And that fixes all of this.
Yeah, so basically.
Contact.
So we have the SPL rear toe, but we need to, what are the other arms? So we're going to do the
Is lower control arm.
front, lower, or rear controller, and upper, all going to do SPL adjustable in the rear to basically, so everything has like the Heim joint style here to make everything more solid in the rear, because we're having movement back here. So with all the rubber bushings, so removing the rubber bushings, making everything more solid here, keeping the tires actually where we want, to where when the car goes back and squats on the launch, it's not riding on the inside of the tire here. So some of the upgrades we're doing, and then we have the factory fuel tank removed, and we're building a cell that's going to sit right here, and it's going to be a 5-gallon cell, basically for drag race only, not going to be streetable with the 5-gallon. You're going to need more fuel than that for a street car to be able to enjoy it. So you can still drive the car on the street with that, but you got to keep in mind you only got 5 gallons, so it's not going to go very far without refilling the tank.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use the factory vent.
Yep.
And we're going to use the factory fill as well. So you better fill it up from the factory location. Everything will be able to go in place. You'll be able to access the pump and get inside the tank here through the factory location also. Pretty solid. So we just finished up Dee's car. This has our stage 4 stroker engine along with our Savage turbo kit with a 7480. We're just going to cruise it around to kind of show you the drivability, give you an idea of how the spool is and drivability with the 7480 Savage kit with this engine. All right, going for a little ride here. So this car also does have our Datsun stage 3. So basically KLM stage 3 transmission. So that's our Pro Max. I drive in manual mode when it might kick traction control on. All right, so we're driving around Dee's car. This has our stage 4 stroker engine along with our Savage turbo kit with the 7480. We're gonna just show you like drivability, spool, and how everything feels. This car does have a full exhaust on it. It made right at, I believe, 1,400 horsepower, maybe 1,380, something like that. I think it's on a lower map right now, so just to show up. You can see how it spools. Car spools great. Feels good. Trans feels smooth. Can't see the dash and stuff. Yeah, you might be able to just film that a little bit while I like backfired a little bit, didn't it?
What's up?
It's like backfired a little bit on the downshift. This thing does need some tires on it. The tires are pretty worn, so. Yeah, gets a little loose. But you see it spools up quick, like it's no. Drivability feels great on it. Car feels smooth. Yeah, not much traction. Definitely leaving black lines all the way down the road. I think the lowest map. Spin a little bit, huh?
You what?
Spin a little bit, huh?
Yeah?
I don't know what this person's doing. Dog. Look at the lines we just left down the road. boost like really quick, really fast. This is the larger turbo kit. So this is our Sportsman Savage Series turbo kit. So it's the bigger size and still spools up like that. So if you put something like a 6780 on the car, I mean, it spools up really fast. So
You mean 6870?
yeah, what did I say?
6780.
Oh yeah, that's what we used to run on like Evos and stuff like that. So yeah, 68.7.
You see the lines?
What, on the road?
Yeah.
Back there, I know you can. It just left solid black lines on the whole thing. That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about why you want to build your engine before kicking the factory rods off the block and destroying your whole engine. Basically, weekly, we're trying to find a core replacement for a customer that has blown their stock engine. On the S58s, the rods are very weak, and you do run the chance of basically kicking a rod out and destroying your whole engine. A lot of times, the piston will hit the head, also destroy the head, so you really need a whole replacement engine. Another problem is if you damage the block and say your cylinder head is still good and not completely damaged and it's fixable, it's really hard to find just a block. So you basically, either way, you still have to buy a full S58 core replacement in order to get an engine. Yeah, so this is an example of an S58 rod that saw some detonation or something happened in the cylinder and bent the rod. This is the only time we've seen one bend like this that didn't completely break and go out the block. So in this case, the block was usable, but you can see how bad, you can see how small and weak the rod is. But like I said, this typically doesn't happen. And typically the rod snaps. I don't know how possibly this rod didn't snap and held on, but yep. I'll show you a B58. We'll show a B58 rod. Yeah, so you can see a B58 rod here. They are a little bit stronger as far as a little bit more width and strength and the factory B58 rod than the S58 rod, and they're a little less problematic. However, you can still run into the same issue with the B58 as well. But these S58 rods, with the low end torque that it makes with the twin turbo setup and how quick the power comes on, that's what really causes this more often than not. Is that low end torque is what really makes the S58 a little bit more risky, I think, as far as pushing power on it with stock engine, stock twin turbo setup than say a B58 setup. As far as picking the right setup for if you're looking to upgrade turbos, either twin turbo or single turbo for running a factory engine, we recommend going with the single turbo setup. With the single turbo setup, your torque comes in smoother and comes in a little bit later, which is a lot better for the engine than a twin turbo setup where the torque comes in really hard and fast in the lower RPM range. That's what causes the issue with the engine. So a lot of times, and also if you have an issue with the transmission and it tries to upshift or do something like that, it makes it even worse. And you got a bunch of load at low RPM with a lot of boost, and that's what typically will cause the issue with the factory engine and kick a rod right out the block. So that's about it for this week's video. Please like and subscribe and comment on the video as well. Let us know what you want to see next, or if not, your rod's gonna look like this. I'm just playing.